Hello guys, my name is Bricks, and I'm back with another video. I promised to do a city tour for 300 subscribers, and we are gone that. We have 312 at the time of me recording this, so thank you very much for 300 subscribers, and I am going to do this city tour as promised. So let's start from this corner. So here at this corner of the city we have this little hill with this tree on it. It's nothing really special. I might put like a bench or something here just to give it a little more life, or a photographer who is photographing trains or something like that. But I think I'm going to add some minifigs there to give this place a bit more character. If we start walking in this direction, we can spot one of the BNSF locomotives. So this is the one that's more complete. It only needs like a couple parts, like one or two parts. That I'm going to buy sometime in the future. So yeah, we have the almost finished BNSF here. Behind that we have this little hillside, and this tree kind of broke a piece from on the BNSF. I will fix that off camera. So here we have this little T-fall graffiti. You can't really see it. You can see it a little bit better. So it's a T-fall graffiti, obviously because I'm a T-fall. So here we have the switch, which works as you would expect it to. It's just a switch. Alright. So here we have the harbor. I haven't done any work on the harbor yet, but here we have it. This is actually the mount I use for my tripod. I just put my phone in here and it works really nicely. It's really simple and it's really strong. So here we have the second BNSF locomotive, the one that's not quite complete yet, but it's getting there. I've been building this for like 1.5 years, quite some time, but I will finish them soon. So in the harbor we have the man who fell into the Lego City, some random parts from random projects, then the Pirates of Barracuda pirate ship that I'm going to be taking apart shortly after filming this video, because I really need the parts in it, but this is a really great set. If you can still get your hands on it for the original retail price, I highly recommend it. It's a great set. Love it. Yeah, more of the harbor and more of the train tracks. If we get on the second level of the city, this is where most of the stuff is. We can see a dog. Yes, I'm not good at making animals, so this is a dog. It wants to be a dog. It looks like something that was made by a 5-year-old. Here we have our first building, the red post office. I really like this building. It's one of my favorites. I want to build something in red, and I'm going to be taking apart all of the red mocks that I have made, but this is going to stay because I just like it way too much. And yes, we also have the ladder here, and the flying DeLorean from Back to the Future. That one I'm going to be taking that one apart, one of my favorite cars ever in real life and in Lego form. I think this model turned out really good. Yeah, I'm not going to be taking that apart. Next to that we have the bakery. I'm also not going to be taking the bakery apart because it's not that big. It's the smallest building I have made so far, and I'm also really like it. So next to that we have the pub. The pub could use some improvement. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I'm not going to take it apart because I don't need 10 or brown parts. And next to that we have the Lego store, which is my least favorite of all of the buildings I have made. For multiple reasons. So A, it's really boring in the front. B, the inside is also meh, and I took a lot of orange parts from it, so I think this one is going to go. But yeah, so we have all of the cars here. Let's go through all of them. So this is the crashed car. I really like this build. It's unlike anything I have built before, and it's really cool. I'm not going to be taking it apart. Next to that we have the big sweat armored truck. I'm also not going to be taking this one apart because it's a really nice model. Next to that we have two police cars. And these ones are actually going to go for two reasons. So reason one is I want the parts that are in them. B, they are really ugly, aren't they? Like, they are really crappy police cars. And I wasn't going for realism. I just wanted to make two police cars as quick as possible and with parts I had on hand. And you can definitely tell that they are really fucking ugly, aren't they? Look at this front, and the back is even worse. So the front looks like a Dodge Charger, but the back looks like a Ford Crown Victoria. So this is awful. Both of these are going to go after this video. We have the Bendy bus, which is one of my newer models. I really like the Bendy bus. I really like buses, as I'm guessing most of you already know. Gonna keep that. So next to that, we have the small VW transporter with this sliding door, and I kind of like how it looks, but it's not the most realistic thing in the world. The windows don't really make sense, and the front, and I'm guessing the lights are fine. Like, the front is not bad, and the back is also fine, but I don't know, I don't like it that much. So this one is going to go. And we have one of the only sets that I have displayed. This is the Ford F40. This is a Speed Champion set from the 6-wide era. I think it came out in 2018, so before COVID. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be scrapping this because I don't need this. Next to that, we have my custom 7-wide conversion of the Speed Champion Porsche 911. So I'm going to be keeping this because it doesn't use a lot of parts, and I really like this 7-wide conversion of the Porsche, and it took a lot of time. And I also really like Porsches. I really like German cars. The Porsche 911 is one of my favorite cars. Like that, I'm gonna keep that. So next to that, we have my little Trabant, and the Trabant also came out of Germany, and I really like the Trabant, but I feel like this model doesn't look that good. So if you look at it from this side, it's very plain, it's very ugly, it's just a brick with a roof on it, and I don't like that. It doesn't really look like a Trabant. From the front it's alright, the back just doesn't look like a Trabant. Like, sure, you can maybe recognize it if you're a big Trabant fan, but it's not as good as I would like it to be, so gonna be scrapping this one. Next to that, we have the Yugo. I actually really like the Yugo. This is one of my smallest builds I have done, and it was fun building it because it's 6-wide out of my comfort zone, and I think it turned out alright. But as I said, I want the red parts for a build, so I'm going to be taking this one apart as well. But yeah, so let's see this one go. Now we have the ice cream truck. I never really liked the ice cream truck. In the video of me building it, I said that I think it looks ugly, and I still think it looks absolutely horrendous. It's one of my ugliest builds I have ever built, honestly. The front is not bad, like the front part of it is alright. But the back, look at this, look how, what was I thinking? Seriously, this is so fucking ugly. The ice cream on the top of the truck is probably the best part of the truck. It looks kind of cool. I think I'm gonna keep the ice cream, but everything else is going to go. This truck is just shit. Now we have the little tow truck from Matter, and you know what? I really like this model, and it's it's quite different from my other models because it's really old, but it has a good amount of features. It's easy to display, and it doesn't look that bad, even though it's like 1 years old at this point. Yeah, I built this a long time ago. I'm actually going to keep this model. It's alright. It's nothing too crazy. It's not my most detailed model ever, but it's fine. There we have the Kenworth K100. So this is probably one of my best models. So this is a semi-truck from the 80s. It's a Kenworth, so it's an American, but it's a cab over, so it doesn't have long nose. And I really like this model. It took me quite some time to design this grill. It's really detailed. It has everything that a model of this scale needs to have. It doesn't have openable doors, but I think that's excusable because of the grill and just this side. And yeah, really like this model. I'm definitely not going to be scrapping this, keeping this apart. Next to that we have the ambulance. So the ambulance is not my favorite model for a couple of reasons. So reason A, it doesn't have a grill. And that's because I choose to use these pieces for the headlights, and I like the use of those parts. But the fact that it doesn't have a grill really annoys me, because this is not an electric car. It needs to have a grill, and it doesn't, and that annoys the crap out of me. Secondly, this is painted in an American color scheme, but it's obviously a European ambulance because it's a Mercedes Sprinter, not like a Ford F350, I believe. Those are the ones that they use in America. So I'm going to be scrapping this for the white and for the red. Well, I mean, it doesn't have a lot of red in it, but still, I'm going to be scrapping this one. So here we have another small one. So this is the multi-car, and yeah, so this is really small, and I don't know what to do with this one, honestly. I will let you guys decide if I should keep it or if I should scrap it, because it's not good. But it's also not terrible, and I mean it has like, I don't know, 100 parts in it or something. I also don't want to build anything in green, so I don't know. Let me guys know what you want. If you guys say I should keep it, I'm going to keep it. If you guys say scrap it, I'm gonna scrap it. Yes, it also has a Steve in the back, don't ask why. Okay, so here we have the forklift. I really like the forklift. I use some interesting building techniques throughout the build, and I'm really happy with the result. But I'm also going to be scrapping this one for the orange parts, and I will let you know why I need the orange parts. But I'm really happy with how this build turned out, and I'm going to be rebuilding it in a different color, probably yellow or red, but I think yellow. But I will need to buy some parts for that. But this is going to get rebuilt, firstly in studio, then in real life, just in a different color. But yes, this is going to go. So next to that we have the crane. So the crane is missing a couple parts because I took them for a project that you guys haven't seen yet, and I will show that project in another video. But that project is going to go and the crane is going to stay, so I will rebuild the crane and I will also improve on it a little bit if I can. The front of it isn't that strong, it falls off like all the time, and this back part also and I say isn't the best, so I'm going to be improving on the crane, but I'm going to keep it mostly. And we also have the Scania truck, and Scania is probably my favorite truck manufacturer, and I really like how this build turned out. But I want the red parts for different project. So I'm going to be scrapping this one for the parts, but I'm going to rebuild the same exact car in a different color and a different specification. So this is an 8-wheeler, an 8 by I think it's an 8x4. Yeah, I think 4 of the wheels are driven, and it has 8 wheels. So I'm going to make it a dump truck instead of a semi-truck. Because I feel like a dump truck would look better next to a construction, because a lot of constructions have dump trucks that carry either garbage or sand or just construction materials. Yes, so I'm going to be taking this apart, rebuilding it in orange. That's why I want to take apart that little forklift. And yes, I will need to order some parts in orange for this, because I'm afraid I don't have all these parts in orange. I'm sure I don't have these, or maybe I do, but I don't think I have. I think I will also need a couple brackets and maybe a couple of G slopes, maybe a couple of these curved slopes, but yeah, I will need to buy some parts for this one, but this is just going to stay, but redone just a little bit. Obviously keeping the BNSFs, I'm not going to go into more detail about the BNSFs, you have already seen it 1,000 times. And the final model is the rescue helicopter. This model is, well, it's not my favorite. I used to really like it when I first built it, and you know, it was really funny, like rescue helicopter. The rescue helicopter meme was going strong on YouTube back then. Everybody was talking about the rescue helicopter, but the meme has kind of died off at this point, and my love for this model also died off. Yes, it's way too big, so let's just take I don't know, the Scania for scale. So it's way bigger than Scania, and I have seen an actual rescue helicopter in real life, not a rescue helicopter, but an ambulance helicopter, and it was not bigger, not that much bigger than a truck. It was about the same height and length as this truck, and this is obviously way larger. It's like 10 wide or something, and it's just way too big for this scale. So this has to go, but I'm probably gonna replace it with another helicopter. Maybe not a rescue helicopter, but I'm gonna put something here because I want a model that's flying. Yeah, so this is pretty much everything in this city, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this city tour, and yeah, I'm going to be taking a lot of the models apart, as I said in the video, and I'm probably gonna do a big time lapse or just a big video of me taking these apart, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this walkthrough of the city. If you did, hit the like, subscribe if you haven't done it yet, and well, keep on building as always.